Welcome once again, TikTakers. Today we will tell you a story as creepy as it is real. A case that happened more than 50 years ago, and in which 4 children from the same family lost their lives. It was the year 1965, and in the city of Murcia, in the southeast of Spain, this large family of 12 members lived in the basement of a building. Andres, a 37-year-old bricklayer, worked in construction with his eldest son, Jose Antonio, 16. The mother, Antonia, was 36 and pregnant with her 11th child, and also she worked outside the home. The second son was Manuel, 14, who was employed as a sheet metal worker. And the third, PIEDAD, the eldest daughter, who at only 12 years old was in charge of housework and taking care of her younger siblings. Also in her free time, she polished motorcycle parts, helped by Jesus, 10 years old, Cristina, 8, and Manuela, 6. The remaining 4 children, the youngest, were the tragic victims of this story. On December 4th, 1965, the youngest of the family, Mari Carmen, 9 months old, died. She was diagnosed with death from meningitis, something common at the time. 5 days later, the second of the brothers in ascending order, Mariano, 2 years old, died. Again, this disease was cited as the cause of death. But when the next one, Fuensanta, 4 years old, died 5 days later, suspicion arose and the doctor went to court to sound the alarm. The deceased had unexpectedly begun to show red and then purple spots, followed by fever, blackouts, and severe convulsions. Shortly after they died, neighbors became concerned that the family might have a deadly contagious disease. They began to avoid them and all the children in the block received preventative medical treatment. The entire family was finally admitted to the provincial hospital of Murcia and subjected to various tests, but nothing abnormal was found. They were released to spend Christmas at home, but on January 4th, the 4th brother Andres, 5 years old, died. The bodies of the deceased were sent to the National Health Institute in Madrid, but the analysis didn't detect the presence of any virus. They were sent to the Forensic Anatomical Institute, and this time there was no doubt about the diagnosis. They were poisoned. Traces of chloride and cyanide were found, 2 poisons that even used separately would have caused a quick death. The little ones died in less than half an hour. The results corresponded to the finding in the family home of substances such as DDT and potassium cyanide in 2 everyday products, a rat poison, and the pills that PIEDAD used to polish metals. The first suspects were logically the parents. Andres, along with his children, was held in the psychiatric hospital of El Palmar, while Antonia and her daughters were confined in the provincial asylum. Journalists from the main newspapers, who smelled big news, began to arrive to try to interview the protagonists, using any maneuver, even giving toys to children. Manuela, with 6 years old, told reporters, "You take pictures of me because you know I'm going to be the next to die. Since I'm now the youngest, I have to die the first." Beside her, her older sister PIEDAD was impassive. The media defined her as strange, ironic, playful, with lively eyes and a graceful walk, with a sly and scary smile. She had been the last to see her brothers alive before they died. She explained it easily, as if it were not so important. She remembered how Fuensanta called her moments before she died. "Piedad, come quickly, I'm dying." The police began to suspect her since she was in charge of taking care of the little ones, and she fed them when the parents were not there. One of the brigade inspectors set her up. He invited her out for a drink at a bar and started playing with her. He showed her one of the potassium chloride tablets, and the girl recognized it as the one she used to clean motorcycle parts. Joking, the inspector pretended to drop the pill into the girl's glass of milk, and she, laughing at first but then angry, stopped him. "Don't do that. You can do a lot of damage to someone." The investigator took the opportunity to ask her about the death of her brothers, and the girl ended up confessing everything. "I killed the 4, the first 3 by order of my mother. The last one I killed by myself, by my own impulse." She explained how she prepared the poison, making balls with the metal cleaning tablets and the rat poison, which she then poured into her brother's glasses of milk. She was admitted to a psychiatric hospital, and she came to give up to 5 different versions of the events, which contradicted each other. Her responses were quick, trying to appear as if there was no deception in them. Investigators concluded that she was solely responsible, ruling out the mother's involvement. She was overwhelmed by having to spend the day taking care of her siblings. She began to poison the little ones because they were the ones that occupied her the most. She wanted to get rid of everyone and have time to go out and play with her friends. Psychologists considered her an apparently normal girl, totally responsible for her actions, but suffering from psychopathy and acting with malice and premeditation. Her admission to prison was decreed, but as she was a minor, she could not be prosecuted. She was placed in the custody of the juvenile court, and after she entered the convent of the Oblatas, where the nuns cared for girls who had gone astray or were at risk. She was sweet, cheerful, and eager to finally be a girl and enjoy playing. She liked to knit, and her dream was to go live with her aunt, who had no children. Some people say that in time she also became a nun. Others say that she ended up leaving the convent to start a new life. The truth is that she was never heard from again. Today, she could be any ordinary 66-year-old lady, with the same bright eyes and sly smile, hiding a dark criminal past. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it. And if you want to see more Draw My Life videos, subscribe to our channel. See you on the next episode.